Today, the Silverado is getting this cabin air filter add-on kit. As you can see, the truck doesn't come with a cabin air filter or even the place to put one. So we're going to cut a hole for this filter, and this piece will be our door to seal it back up. And with that, let's get to it. The tools I use for this job are some sort of vacuum cleaner, a multi-tool, a torch, and a knife. Preferably a torch that works. This one failed me. I got a flathead and Phillips head screwdriver, a 3/8 ratchet with a 7mm socket, some sort of small extension. The swivel came in pretty handy though. And lastly, a toothbrush. So on the driver's side-ish near the pedals is one 7mm bolt. Underneath the dashboard, pretty much dead center of the truck. There's no way I can even get a camera in there to show, but in the middle there's a hole with a 7mm bolt. Right there is another one. Right there is a third one by the passenger feet. With all 4 of those screws taken out, you can pull this piece of plastic out of the way, and that will expose the home of your cabin air filter if you had one. In our case, it's just a solid piece of plastic. So what we need to cut is just the downward facing piece of this. My initial thought to cut this was to use like a multi-tool or something. After doing my fog lights, I realized it's really easy just to heat up a knife and cut this edge, cut through plastic super easy. So we're gonna do that. So I'm going to just use a normal propane torch. Went and grabbed a knife that just holds a normal razor blade. It doesn't help that it's like 30 degrees out, but we're gonna make it work. Or the torch won't light. We're not gonna make it work. Obviously, if you're using the torch and knife method, make sure that the torch isn't gonna, start the truck on fire, because that'd be bad. So make sure you're safe with the torch, and don't burn yourself, cut yourself, or start anything on fire with the knife. So as you can see, that knife trick didn't really work too well, mostly because my torch hardly puts out a flame right now because it's so damn cold. But as you can see, hopefully, I used a multi-tool to cut all the long runs, and then just the hot knife to cut these 2 little short bits at the front and the back. So I'm gonna take a screwdriver, pry it off. As you can see, there's a bunch of leaves in there. That's cool. So I'm gonna grab a vacuum and try and clean that out real quick. As you can see, I just grabbed a toothbrush to help me poke up in there and clean up in there a little bit better. Get the rest of the leaves and crap out. Whatever was stuck up on there. And with that cleaned up, I just grabbed a new blade for the knife. Gonna carefully run the edge of everything that I cut to make sure there's no nasty melted plastic bits still stuck on them. And with that edge all cleaned up, the best I could get it at least, it's time to unwrap your filter and jam it in the hole. So this filter has tabs on the bottom, so that way once it's in, you can grab these and pull it out. And as you can see, this filter has like cutouts in between every few pleats, and those I just broke so that way the filter can bend really easy. Saved me a lot of trouble getting it in. With the filter installed, it should be fairly flush here, so that way the door will go up and close and seal and everything. flip these tabs up. Not sure if that's necessary. Then you can take your door, put it on, screw in the Phillips head screw that came with it. With that all installed, we're going to go ahead and turn the blower on all the way up, make sure it's not going to leak. And surprisingly, that sealed really good. I didn't feel anything leaking out of there or didn't hear any whistling of air escaping. And with that all checked, you can vacuum up the mess that you've made and reattach the bottom piece of plastic. And honestly, the hardest part of this entire job was reattaching that bottom piece of plastic, especially the screw that's up in the middle here. Thing's a pain in the ass. But now that that's installed, the only thing left to do is enjoy your clean, fresh air.